If you're like me, you're always looking for new ways to add beauty into your garden space. And one of my favorite things that we've added into our space are our hanging baskets. They are such a fantastic way to add vertical interest into your garden. And you can add that glorious texture and beautiful color in a way that is different from our containers that we have on the ground or our plants that we have in our landscape. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about all of our hanging baskets and the different varieties of plants that we have in them, how I care for them, and a couple of things to consider if you're looking for great ideas to add vertical interest into your yard. Stick around, can't wait to show you. So hanging baskets, such a great topic to talk about, but there are a couple things that we all should consider before we start adding hanging baskets into our yard. And that's things that I feel like are our own personal preference. What I like to put in my yard may not be a fit for what you like to put in your yard. And that's what makes gardening so fun. We all bring different elements of our own personality into our space. You can find hanging baskets that are made out of terracotta. You can find hanging baskets that are metal. You can find ones that are plastic, and those plastic ones are the ones that we commonly find at our big box retail stores very often during Mother's Day or various times during the year. You'll see them and they're plastic and they're fine. But I feel like the ones that I've really gravitated to the most are the ones that have the cocoa liners. And there's a couple of reasons why I really like them. First of all, they're a biodegradable nature, which means they're great for the environment. And also they have excellent drainage, and they allow for the oxygen to flow in and out of the reservoir, which leads to healthier plants. And a couple of my plant varieties have really benefited from that really excellent drainage with that airflow in ways that have surpassed the benefits of some of my regular containers. And I'll talk about that when we go over the plants. So once we've selected a hanging basket that suits our personal style, it's really important to think about the eventual weight that these hanging baskets will be once they're filled with soil, plants, and then that soil is filled with water. You're going to want to choose a chain that can help support the weight. The one that I have here is about medium duty. It can handle between 60 to 70 pounds, and I eventually have swapped these out because once those chains get old or they rust, you're going to want them to be able to last and support the weight without them falling. This one actually fell this last year and it wasn't fun. So I had to make sure that I chose an upgrade that will be able to last and sustain the weight of this pot right here. Don't forget that. Okay, so the next thing that's important to think about after we've chosen our hanging baskets, or maybe even before we've chosen them, is the scale of the hanging baskets and how far down or high that they're going to hang. For instance, this hanging basket that's right here next to me is on our garage, and it's a different size than the hanging baskets that we have on the house behind me. And partly the reason for that is because it hangs a little bit lower because the profile or the roof line of our garage is lower than the roof line of the house. And so those are hanging a little bit higher than this one is, obviously. So I've chosen a smaller size. This is a 14-inch hanging basket, and I think it's appropriate for the space, especially when you're walking up close to it. It doesn't seem enormously too big. It seems absolutely to fit the space just right. As opposed to the hanging baskets that are on the house, those are 17-inch hanging baskets, and they from afar look like they all match when in actuality they're all different sizes because they are up higher. It's all about how high or how low these are hanging when we're considering adding this vertical interest into our yard. So it looks all nice and balanced when we get it to where we want it to be. All right, so now that we have talked about choosing the right hanging baskets and how high or low to hang them, let's talk about the star of the show, which are the gorgeous plants that we put in them, and a couple of things that we need to consider before we plant our plants. Now, one thing that is my goal in my yard is to choose plants that I know are going to be blooming all season long. You can plant many different things in your hanging basket. It can be an evergreen, it can be a fern, it can be perennials. But for me, I want that pop of color all year long. So I've chosen to add annuals into my space. And I'm going to start with this one. And the reason why I'm starting with this one is it's the smallest container and I have the most plants in it. So last year I found a great idea on provenwinners.com, and this was their container or their recipe of the year, Polar Peach, and it has 3 different styles of plant in it. First one is this gorgeous sparkling amethyst verbena, and it's just completely throughout the entire container. It is absolutely beautiful, just kind of like the shining star. Actually, there's 1 plant in here, and then there's also 2 of these mini Vista indigo, which are really pretty. I think the bloom size is absolutely perfect for the proportion of this container overall. I love the dark purple of the indigo in comparison to the sparkling amethyst. I think it's really, really stunning. And then there's 2 of those. And then also there's 2 more of this really pretty double amber super bells that is just like so beautiful at the base here. It's actually coming up in the center and it looks stunning. Now, normally I don't plant this many plants into a container of this size, but I wanted to stay true to what the recipe was, and I was really just trying to trial it out that first year, and I'm so happy. It turned out beautiful. This is the second year. It's been growing back. I gave it a trim all the way up to the top of the container. You can see where the top of the container is right there. So I just trimmed it all the way up to here. And I've been giving it some water-soluble fertilizer along with some slow-release fertilizer, and it really did respond well to that complete trim back. I was actually thinking of replacing this until I saw how beautifully vigorous it was coming back, and it came back super healthy. I feel like this second year, the distribution of blooms is even better than the first year. If you've been watching my videos, you know exactly what this container is, but I actually used a clearance container that I found at Lowe's that had already been planted up for Mother's Day, and then it was on clearance for 75% off. I gave it some fertilizer, took great care of it, and then I popped it in this 17-inch container, and it's done it remarkably well. From what I can tell, there are 3 different varieties in this one. There are actually 4 different varieties. There are the Great Punch Super Bells, and again, that beautiful sparkling amethyst verbena, which is really pretty. And then it also had in here some white super bells as well, and they haven't quite bloomed yet. So I did the same thing that I did to the other container early this spring, and I had trimmed it all the way up to the rim of the container, and it's just filled in beautifully this second year. I didn't know if it was going to be too severe of a trim, but clearly it came back in a really nice way. It's absolutely beautiful. So there are 4 different plants in here, not 5 like that last container, and I think it's just absolutely beautiful. All right, so this container is another one with 4 plants in it. The 3 honeyberry super bells have really done well since I planted this up just a couple of weeks ago. And then also this really pretty lemon nemesia is really stunning at the top here, kind of giving it a wispy feel. I think those 2 colors are very complementary. I love how these 4 plants have done so well in here, but one thing that I am noticing is that the super bells is extremely vigorous, and it has kind of maneuvered into the space of that centerpiece, that nemesia right there, which is fine, but I'm not sure how much longer that nemesia is going to be able to hang on as the super bells gets thicker and thicker, but for right now it sure is really nice and very pretty. Okay, so we're back to the container that I started the video with, and I am so happy with the success that I found with this container. One of my favorite things that we planted this year. This variety is the Super Bells Double Yellow from Proven Winners. There are only 2 of them in here, that's right, just 2. Look at how full it is. It's a 17-inch container, and let me tell you, last season, it was trailing about 3.5 feet down this way. I had a lot of people comment about how beautiful that container was, wondering what those plants were and how many I had originally planted in here. And they were always surprised to know that it was just 2 plants, and it was the new Super Bells for last year, Double Yellow. It was so pretty, and I think it's going to do the same thing for me this year. So this container last year, as I said before, it fell, so I wanted to make sure that it was more secure this year. But when it fell last year, I was forced to give it a complete trim back, and I took it more severe than my other containers. I didn't just take it up to the rim. I cut it all the way back to basically the little crown of each plant, and I thought for sure they wouldn't come back. I gave it a little bit of water-soluble fertilizer, a little bit of slow release, put it in a sunny spot during the winter, and eventually I saw those buds branching out from the center of that crown that I had cut back, and I could not believe it. I thought for sure I was going to have to find new plants for this one, which I was kind of excited to do, but once it came back and started looking beautiful, I just couldn't part with it, especially after how it performed last year. So definitely a winner, and only 2 plants. Awesome. Okay, now our last container is absolutely stunning. I mean, it is definitely the biggest, the longest draping container that we have in our entire space at this time of year. And I cut this thing back just a number of weeks ago. Some of you may have saw that video all the way to the top as well. This is the Super Tunia Blue Veined, and a couple of years ago I found this at Lowe's on clearance. They only had one, and I had already planted up all of my annuals in my space that year, and I had to kind of bump this up to a larger container. It was in a 4-inch when I originally purchased it, but I didn't want to lose it. But then I forgot about it, and I just kind of kept it watered throughout the year, and it stayed in that basically half-gallon container for a complete year and a half, until I was like, you know what, I really need to make use of that. I had some plants that had fizzled out in this container, and so I took that one plant, cut it back up to the top, and put it in the 17-inch container, and thought, I want to see how it fills the space. And guys, it is beautiful. It looks amazing. Those blooms are a really beautiful white with that almost dark purple center that kind of veins out to the sides, and it's completely covered in a way that I wouldn't have expected it to. And it's beautiful. One plant in a 17-inch container. Outstanding. So I guess the lesson here is whatever you decide to do in your yard is absolutely fine. I have a varied variety of things in my hanging baskets, from 5 plants to a 14-inch container to just 1 plant in a 17-inch container. So whatever you want to trial, I think would be just fine. You just want to kind of check to see how vigorous these plants are. All of these plants are trailing in nature, so you want to keep in mind what kind of growth habit they have. And also, one of the things that you want to keep in mind is their light requirements, how much water they're going to need, and where they're going to be the happiest. So I think that's really important to think about that, because sometimes we get excited when we see plants and then we put them in our yard. They may or may not be happy where we place them, so we have to think about those things before we place them. This is on the east side of our house, and so these containers on this side get at least 6 hours of sun, and the container that's on the garage is on the west side, and it gets a little bit longer sun over there. But they all do really well, and they all do very well all the way around. So that's really interesting to see, because they seem to be very happy in their spots, especially this one. I'm so impressed. I think this is one of my favorite ones, and who knew it was an afterthought and it looks like this. So amazing, right? Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is how to keep these plants happy once you've planted your plants in your hanging baskets. And I get a lot of comments that ask, how do you keep your plants blooming and happy all season long to the point where they're always looking beautiful? And really, it is just a couple of things. The number one thing that I found the most success with is adding a drip irrigation line so that they never dry out. And it really has changed everything, because the plants never fully get stressed out from drying out and then being watered again and then drying out. They have that consistent moisture, and a lot of these plants do like to dry out a little bit, so they can handle that. And I really did think about that before I planted them in these containers. I wanted something that would be pretty much resilient to the abuse that they get from the wind and the sun and everything else. But by adding that drip irrigation, it's changed everything. And I have a video that discusses how I installed that in my library. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do that. But it really has changed how successful I've been able to be with my hanging baskets. The next thing that you want to think about is the fact that they are hanging baskets and they are getting watered, and that nutrients is leaching out. So we want to make sure we keep them happy with the nutrients that they need to sustain their blooms throughout the season. And I give them water soluble once every week starting in spring. And then also some slow release fertilizer, some biotone, or something that is more of a slow release nature, just in case I forget to give them that water soluble. And they are definitely happy no matter what happens. If I forget, or if I do remember, they always have some form of sustenance to get them through those times where they really do need that nutrients. And that's really basically it. So keeping them consistently watered and then making sure they're fed is really important. Now, once they get a little bit leggy, I have learned how to not be afraid to trim them back if they need it. Obviously, this early spring, I trimmed all of these way back to the rim of the container, and they came back beautifully. So I know it seems severe, and every once in a while you have to sacrifice some of those blooms, but it does make a huge difference. And don't be afraid to cut them back, because it only will encourage more growth that ends up with results like this container right here. I'm serious, guys. I trimmed this back pretty severely, and look at it now. So hanging baskets, what a great way to add vertical interest and lasting color into your garden space. And it's really great because you can add your own personality into your space by use of whatever container you want to use. I used cocoa liners, but you might want to use terracotta or like a mix of metal and cocoa liners. There are so many things available that suit various personalities. And that's the fun thing about gardening. We get to make it our own. In my garden space, I've just shown you many, many different varieties of plants, some with 5 plants in a container, all the way down to 1 plant in a container. And that's just something that is really interesting to think about as we get those ideas for our hanging baskets. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was so nice showing you what we've got growing in our yard, and I have many more videos coming your way very soon. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Take care. Bye.